thought, like, when they dig the hole, like, reasonably, if I'm gonna dig a hole, like, deeper than, like, 6 feet, I'm gonna bring, like, a ladder so I can get out really easy, right? They didn't bring a ladder. They just, like, went all in. And, like, that's what we're called to do in our faith, is just, like, follow Christ all the way. He says, like, leave everything behind, like, follow. So on, like, this mission to, like, find something spectacular. They don't really know, like, what it is. You can kind of see that as, like, different ways. I took it as, like, your, like, mission in life, like, what you're supposed to do, and they want to, like, be fulfilled in that. So 3 things that I found that are spectacular that I found over my years at Crossroads and in high school are truth, beauty, and goodness. These are, like, 3 things that, like, I don't think we can really get enough of. Like, no one wants to be like, hey, I want to learn, like, 10 things today, but I don't want to learn 11, right? Like, you go to school, like, every day to learn, like, the truth about the world and, like, reality and, like, what, like, Aristotle's, like, the truth is, like, what is, to describe, like, what is, how it is, and, like, how it's not. So, like, the reality of things. Also, beauty, like, I love when, like, I walk outside and it's, like, a bunch of flowers, it's a nice day. Like, I can't have, like, enough nice days. Also, like, I can't, like, meet enough, like, beautiful people, right? Constantly want to interact with, like, more people and get to know them. And also goodness. There's kind of a confusion here, because a lot of people think goodness is just, like, feeling good, but there's a difference between feeling good and, like, being good, right? Sam and Dave, like, ran out of food and, like, something to drink, right? It didn't seem like they were feeling good. Also, they never found, like, the diamonds, right? It must be, like, super frustrating, right? Like, I want to find this thing that's spectacular. We have to keep on changing direction, like, keep on changing where we're going. We're not finding it. So they weren't really feeling good. Like, they were probably, like, spiritually, like, well. Also, another huge thing I thought about was friendship. I've had the same 2 or 3 best friends since I was in grade school through high school. And we've gone through a lot of ups and downs. Like, there were some fights, both verbally and physically sometimes. But, like, we're still, like, best friends. And it's just awesome to think that, C.S. Lewis actually has this book called, like, The 4 Loves. He talks about friendship a lot. And he says, it's interesting to think that if your parents lived, like, 10 miles away, or you were born, like, 2 years later, you wouldn't have the same friends that you have now. And, like, you wouldn't all be at Crossroads class. So it's a sense that, like, God brings people together at certain times in their lives for his purposes, for his design. So your friends, you don't choose your friends, but your friends and you were chosen for one another. So that's pretty interesting, especially to see, like, as you're coming together as a Crossroads class with this huge college adventure into high school. And just pretty interesting. Also, the whole thing about, like, how the ending is, like, different. So, like, the place that they end up isn't the same as where they started. That kind of ties into the dog is Jesus story, too. Frank Sheen, who's actually an Archbishop, he's dead now. They're looking to canonize him, actually. He once said in this book I was reading, like, someone asked him, like, why did the 3 wise men, like, go a different route after they, like, encountered Christ? And he's like, of course they went a different route. And you're thinking, like, oh yeah, because, like, Herod wants to, like, kill them all and everything, or kill Jesus, like, they went to, like, avoid him. But he's like, no. He's like, no one goes back the same way after they encounter Christ. It's like, no one goes back the same way after they encounter something truly spectacular. Like, if you believe in it or not, it's like God becoming man is, like, a spectacular thing to think about, right? So you never go back the same way because everything changes. Once you encounter these things, everything changes. And that kind of happened with me through my journey through high school. My freshman year, I kind of just, like, went through the motions a lot. Like, it seemed like I was doing pretty well. I was doing well in school, but, like, I was just kind of bored. You know what I mean? It wasn't, like, nothing was really exciting. Like, I liked my classes to a certain extent. Like, my friends were okay, you know? But it wasn't, like, really too exciting. But sophomore year and, like, junior year and definitely senior year, like, I just felt like I was becoming, like, more alive. Especially with the help with Crossroads, some guided me, like, different things. And, like, one time Sister Sandy was like, you should take this honors class next year. I was like, I don't want to take that honors class next year. It's going to be, like, I'm not ready for it. She's like, take honors history of the time campus. It's going to be awesome. And it was awesome. But one of the main things was really trying to get into my classes. So like I said, we constantly seek, like, these 3 things. We can't get enough of them, right? Ultimately because they're transcendent, right? Like, the more we try to grab them, like, the more they kind of just, like, fall out of our hands. Kind of like Sam and Dave are trying to, like, find something spectacular, but they can't find it. It's, like, unattainable. because they're characteristics of God, and God reveals himself to us, and that's how we get these. So in school, I tried to find like Christ in all of my classes, which was kind of hard to think like, oh, how is Christ in like physics, right? Or like how is he in like biology or like math or science? But I would just, if I had some advice, I would tell you guys to think about why you go to school every day. Because I used to think like, oh, it was for my parents, it was for my future, it was for my success, it was for Crossroads. And I was like, no, I go to school every day for Christ. And that has helped me so much this year. This year, like, at the end of the year, I'm not bragging about myself, but like, I got excellence in religion, excellence in youth ministry, I got St. Timothy Award, which is like a diocese, an annual thing awarded by the diocese. Got the Crossroads Staff Award. So I got like, all these awards at the end of the year, and I was like, how did this happen? Because like, senior year just like flew by, right? It was just crazy. Like, I don't think I did like all these cool things, right? But like, I guess I did, but essentially it was all because like I just said like I'm just gonna follow Christ wherever he takes me and just kind of like go with the flow. That's like what Sam and Dave did with the dog, right? Even though they went off track a lot, it's like I go off track a lot too. You guys have people to guide you, especially like your Crossroads mentors, Sister Sandy, your academic. What did you call yourself? Stalker. Your academic stalker, like come behind you, and so you have all these people here like to help you out, just like the dog was helping them. And sometimes, like, I know we always want to be like active and we want to like control our lives, but it doesn't always work that way. Like you see Sam and Dave, they found like something spectacular when they fell through the hole. It was eventually because they fell asleep and they were kind of like passive before the dog. So sometimes it takes a lot like listening and kind of letting go of yourself and like letting other people sometimes like critique you and criticize you and let you know like what you're doing wrong. And especially because like you can trust like the counselors, if they like tell you you're doing something wrong, they're doing it out of love because they want you to succeed. They want you to, accomplish your goals. So, yeah, that was a lot. Thanks for listening to me.